Hello, everyone who is watching and listening to us. It's joy to be with you here and with my guest, whom I will be presenting in a minute. Before I start again my course, Unleashing Your Authentic Feminine Voice for Power and Impact, I would like to bring more voices to the space, to the online space, voices of people with whom I already work with. And today, my guest and friend, I'm so happy you accepted this invitation, is Cobi Collins. Hi, Cobi. Hey, so good to see you and hear you. So Cobi is a workforce master. She helps people to find their purpose and put it into work. So I had the chance to be in the same mentor program with Cobi, and my deep imprint about you that I never met you personally, but I feel you. I feel your support. I feel your energy. And I think we can ask anyone in this group. We feel Cobi's love and support and ideas. And so I think you're really attuned with all of us. And so this is one of your great force and great power. So thank you again. Welcome to accept this invitation. How are you?
I am doing great, Bea. I'm so happy and honored to be here with you today and in this call. I'm just grateful that we were connected. I know this was a divine connection, so thank you.
Thank you, and I deeply appreciate your contribution to it. So my first question is, what kind of voice issues did you have before we work together, or expressing yourself through the voice?
Well, as you know, we've made a big transition from live meetings and workshops to virtual. And while I love that because it lets us be in more places in a single day than we used to be able to, and it means that we're not spending so much money, budgets can be smaller to accomplish the same or even greater opportunities. But I do a lot of speaking and training for my clients. And so what was beginning to happen was that instead of doing a single piece of a workshop in a day live, I was doing multiple back-to-back workshops virtually. And I was beginning to lose my voice. I was under vocal strain, and I would have to reschedule certain appointments because there were times when I had no voice at all. And I do voiceover recordings as well. So when I would show up to do a voiceover recording and nothing would come out, this is a problem. Right. And so, or if it was too broken, it doesn't sound good to the listener. And so I was really struggling with that because it was a challenge I had not faced before. So I was grateful to be able to start working with you and learn how to get my strength back and begin to prepare and protect my voice.
Yeah, and I could feel on your videos because in my learning process, we are exchanging videos. So I was very grateful for your deeper share in those videos, because then I could go and work on those issues. And I remember very well the first time we were talking about working on the voice, you said, yeah, but I'm a dancer, not a singer.
Right.
So it was a very interesting. Can you tell me more about this? Because it somehow stayed in me. And now I see that it's kind of shifting, right?
Right. Yes, thank you for asking that. So it is easy for me to express myself physically, right? It's in a creative way. Vocally, I have a corporate training, right? Like I have this really serious, deeper voice. And especially as a woman, we have to be careful about not hitting high pitches so that people will actually hear us. And so expressing myself creatively through my physical body was not a challenge, but through my voice, because I'm not a trained singer. In fact, my dad used to tell me, Bea, I don't think I shared this with you, but I think the audience would appreciate. My dad used to tell people and tell me that I could not carry a note in a bushel basket. So like a big giant basket couldn't even carry a note because I could never hit a tune. And so it was kind of the joke in my family that my mom and my brother could sing, but I could not. And so that's just kind of, and it's not really false. It's kind of true. I don't quite have that ear. You know, there are people that I listen to who have this beautiful natural singing ability, and they've got this incredible ear for sound and pitch and tone. And it feels so good. Like you, Bea, I like to just sit and listen to you and be really encompassed by your singing voice. And my husband and I always say, what a great talent. You can use that talent anywhere. Who doesn't want to be at a party and hear somebody start singing beautifully, right?
Yeah.
But, I can't break out and dance everywhere. So,
Yeah, you can. You can. Of
I
course,
kind
if you
of
are with
great.
me, if you are with me, we will do that. Promise. We
Okay.
will do it one day. But can I just add something to this, because it's very moving for me. You are saying that at the corporate world you have to be like that, to
Yeah,
not
I have to
go
have my
high pitch.
deep voice.
Yeah, and all this is, and also what you were told by your father and the family somehow became part of you, or
Mhm.
you integrated it. So the very first thing you ever told me, that I'm a dancer, not a singer. So, and it's, I just repeat it because in one of the modules we were working about the belief systems about around our own voices. And Cobi, I don't believe that anyone is tone deaf. You have the ear, and you had just proof. I just say to my listeners, and 2 minutes before we were singing together with Cobi one song, and she's a great singer. So, and it's a question of practicing and doing, and which we
Yes.
are also a believer of actions. But I saw you improving your voice, and so this is just simply a question of how much time and energy you put in there. So, and this is also slowly leads us to the second question: what kind of transformation occurred during the course or after the course, or you are maybe still in the process? Can you share something about that?
You bet. So yes, and I believe I will be in the transformation process for a long time to come, because this was all new to me. And I'll tell you that I believe my naivety about what it takes to sing turned out to be a very powerful thing. I think in our ignorance, it also, it lets us just do things because we don't really know that we should or shouldn't, can or can't. So in my ignorance, because I'm not a trained singer, I don't know that the scales you were working us through and the warm-ups you're taking us through, I don't know if that's what I should or shouldn't do. I'm doing them because you're training us and I trust you. And so I want to let you know, one of the greatest things that actually helped me walk through the transformation was you create such a safe space, Bea. And I will tell everyone, this process was so incredibly uncomfortable for me because I'm not comfortable singing, right?
I love you.
It doesn't feel good yet because what I hear is not lovely. But I knew what I was trying to get to, and I knew that the purpose was to improve my voice. And Bea, you taught me to really allow my voice to envelop my entire body. And there's all of this space that our voices can take up, that it's not just in our vocal cords, that it's not just tiny right here, or just the air that's coming out of our mouth, or just the air that we can get in our high chest. And so that was another thing that was huge in my transformation, was that when I speak live, I'm standing. And it's easier for me to breathe and to bring all of this sound forward. Virtually, however, I sit most of the time to make sure that there isn't a lot of movement, that my camera is still, etc. And sitting, everything feels compressed. But because you taught me to slow down, to take time to breathe, because
Exactly.
I was running out of air, my sentences were cutting off, it was embarrassing. And so now I know it's okay to slow down, to take a breath, and to continue to communicate. And so you were so gentle leading us through these exercises. You gave us all the freedom to move into them. But if at any point our spirit said, wait, this is not right, this is not what your body needs to do, you gave us permission to do what we were experiencing. And you never forced a very specific action, but you did invite and allow us and walk with us to be as free in this expression, so we could actually really break the chains and move forward in the fullness of this vocal process. So my transformation has really come through understanding that I deserve, and my audience deserves, to take time to breathe, to really think about what I'm saying, and to just let it come forth, and that I do have all the air I need.
Yeah, as you have now, all kinds of body sensations start to happen
Oh,
while you are talking about this, because you started to have longer silences after the sentences as we were talking about this. And also I feel the power in you. So it was a wonderful way to put this, that you somehow reconquer the body, that we were talking about this, that all this
right.
process is about reconquer the body and reconquer the speech, and so your inner truth. And so one of the beautiful share, I think not just you, many of you sent to me that I was in a situation under pressure. It was kind of conflict or something. And I used my voice. I said, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So it starts not just singing well or singing in a way that you want to hear from the inside. No, it's just simply express yourself, say your name or say your truth or opinion of a specific thing, which maybe not received well. So I was so happy because this was one of your first sharing after the first class, and everything what you said made me like all kind of goosebumps and tickling and tingling in my body. So it was a wonderful way to put how you can reconquer the body through voice work, because we don't connect that for the first time, right? You were
Right.
also talking about singing, and yes, singing is singing. There are like certain kind of skills that we have to have for it, but the same time, everyone who has a vocal apparatus can speak, can have a voice, so it means that they can sing. So this is maybe the first foundation that I cleaned up and we cleaned up together, that it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be perfect. You just have
Right.
to enjoy.
Just got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just having that vibration in the body, right? So there are all kinds of health practices that talk about vibration. There are vibration plates that you can stand on to help your lymph system. People talk about humming and train humming in the body. It's singing, it's making your body vibrate.
Yeah.
And so it calms our nervous system. And I learned, so now through this, there have been many stressful situations lately as we finish up this final quarter of this year in business. There's been a great deal happening around me, a lot of shifts happening. And
Yeah.
because I now have this ability to actually, I remember our scales and some of the funny exercises that we did. So before I get on a challenging call, I can run through those. It vibrates through my body. It calms my nervous system. I get a good laugh out of it so that there's joy that comes across in my voice, so that I show up in challenging situations and can provide hope
Wow.
instead of joining in the frenzy of fear. And
Yeah.
so I'm very grateful for learning just even that. What a powerful tool I now have, that nobody has to listen to me sing, but it is now in my warm-ups for all of my trainings and my challenging calls.
So proud of you when I read this, and also about the resonance and using the whole body is just so cool, Cobi, that you were so fast in learning those and implementing this, not just learning about it, but doing it. And so I was really happy of all your sharing about this, what's going on. And I just reread what you have written about the resonance and feeling the body. And yes, indeed, we work a lot with our energies and the resonance. And it's kind of evident tool, but we don't use it because we start to sing, like you are saying, that we have to make a complex edificum about singing, how to sing well. And instead of this, we just use this as a tool to calm our nervous system. Someone who is familiar with the polyvagal theory, one of the main exercises that breathe in deep and short and breathe out long and sustain. So that's what we always doing in singing. So, singing cannot not be not healing. So it's always a healing power if you don't go to the anxiety part and wanting to do good and everything. Is there
Right.
anything else you want to share? Because I have something else in the end.
Okay, good. One more thing that I think is really fascinating, and I think will be great for the audience to hear, is from someone who's not in the creative world. I work in high corporate communications, and it is, it's my day every day is not a musical. So I don't show up in the boardroom and slide across the table and sing, that'd be great. But I have to show up so professionally. And so I want anyone else out there who is listening to me to know that you do not have to be in show business. You do not have to be in theater or an actress or a singer to have this apply. The exercises are allowing me to show up in places where people were not hearing my voice previously. And it was very frustrating to not be heard in a room of people who wanted to look away. And I know I'm sitting here and we're all the same height from the shoulders up, but I'm very tall. And so normally when I walk into a room, everyone notices, but we're virtual now. So I had to find a way to professionally be heard when my showing up in my high heels and my suits and my stature no longer count. They're no longer being seen.
I love it.
So this is just really an incredible way to apply this to daily business, not just the creative vocal world. So thank you, Bea, for teaching us that and connecting these two things. And I'm just now having this realization. I think it's interesting that as a professional, I believed for so long that I could disconnect from my physical self when I was in challenging situations or in meetings or sales presentations, because there's a lot of pressure there and you have to show up and be kind of stoic. But to believe that where I spend the majority of my day, which is at work, being disconnected from myself, that I could, as soon as work was over, reconnect. And we're just in a different world today. The workplace is different. The world is different. And we must connect our voice, our mind, soul, body, spirit. All of it has to stay connected throughout everything we do, because that's how we show up authentically. And I want to be authentic in all of my interactions. And those who are supposed to hear my voice will hear it now. But I can no longer disconnect while I'm at work and try to reconnect as soon as my computer turns off. So thank you, Bea, for teaching me to reintegrate everything inside of me and my spirit with what comes out of me in the world at work.
Wow. I'm almost in tears, Cobi. It's so nice to hear. And, no one wants to be disconnected, even if it's about work. I think you are absolutely right. It's past. It's the past times. Now everyone want to show up authentically and be themselves. And a big part of it is the body, the physicality, and the voice. So thank you for that. And also thank you for letting me know that you are tall. I didn't know that because, and also what I noticed, Cobi, that you have a different tempo in your speaking. I've heard you speaking a lot in the last year, and now it's very different. Like, you take time. You are not in a hurry, like, and so it's so nice for me to receive this and to hear you speaking. We are right after the training has finished. And so my sweet dear Cobi, I have one thing to say, and maybe you won't be mad at me if I share this, but
okay,
it's soon your birthday. So I feel I would like to say happy birthday and even sing to you. I want to say something like happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, sweet dear Cobi, happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much, Bea. Thank you. I received that. I feel it. Thank you.
I know, so that I can be the first, I'm sure.
You are the first.
Thank you, Cobi. Thank you for this conversation. It's deeply meaningful for me. And thank you for sharing with our listeners what you gain and what was the transformation. And I know it's kind of the beginning of a deeper transformation, as you said. So I really wish you a lot of love, self-love, and support from yourself and from your people around you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I will be putting this into action on a regular basis so that I begin to own it and that my transformation continues. I'm quite certain transformation doesn't end when we learn something, right? Our constant application will put us through multiple transformations. So,
and I'm so happy you added that in the end, because I wanted to finish, but let me add this, that because it makes me think that whoever comes to work with me, of course, it's voice, and there is this voice issues that we work with, but I have tendency to go to a deeper layer and make this voice related deeper inner work that we all need to do, I guess, for the purpose of being present and authentic at workplace or at any relationships.
Right.
So thank you for adding this as well. And I want to hug you and send you love and hearts, and thank you for sharing with me and with the listeners. I'm deeply honored that you were part of my tribe this time.
Thank you so much. Thank you all very much. We'll talk soon.
Talk soon.